All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into our post-fight press conference as Premier Boxing Champions just saw another successful night here at Barclays Center in what was a tremendous pay-per-view event here from Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. And right now we're going to turn things over to the new interim WBA Super Welterweight Champion, the man that's undefeated improved to 10-0, getting a unanimous decision and another dominant performance. The Cuban Yanis Stus, ladies and gentlemen. So Yanis, I'll start things off with you. J-Rock on paper was your toughest test to date going into this fight. Now that it's over, did it end up being your toughest fight that you've had?
J-Rock en papeles fue tu examen más duro hasta ahora. ¿Qué tú crees que fue en verdad tu pelea más fuerte?
Sí, yo creo que sí. Yo creo que enfrentarme con J-Rock hoy con J-Rock me hizo cambiar mi punto de vista como en el boxeo. Me enfrenté a un peleador con mucha experiencia, un peleador muy inteligente arriba del ring, un peleador que sabe dominar la distancia, sabe moverse en el ring, y yo creo que sí. Hice el trabajo, pero sí, no fue una pelea fácil como yo pensaba.
He said yes. Until now, he was the toughest test, and he believed he faced a more experienced fighter, and yeah, it wasn't as easy as he thought.
All right, I'll open it up to questions now. If you have a question, please raise your hand. We'll try to get you guys a mic. So fire away at Yanis.
Hi, Antuanne. Andres from Cornerman Boxing. Champ, how would you describe your performance tonight? How would you rate it? And is there anything you feel you could have done better tonight out there?
Dice, ¿cómo tú dices que fue tu performance hoy y qué tú piensas que puedes haber hecho mejor?
Nah, yo creo que yo hice todo lo que tenía que hacer arriba del ring, me entregué con todo y hice lo que me dijo en mi esquina.
He said he gave it all his heart and he did what the corner told him to do.
Is there anything you might have learned after this performance?
¿Tú crees que aprendiste algo después de esta actuación?
Sí, claro, obvio. Aprendí muchísimo después de enfrentarme esta noche frente a J-Rock.
He said obviously he learned a lot from facing a guy like J-Rock.
Once again, raise your hand if you have a question for Tejas.
No questions? Okay.
Now, how does it feel winning your first title as early in your career? And do you have your sights on any of the other champions right now? Is there one that you really want to go after?
Dice, ¿cómo se siente ganar tu primer campeonato del mundo? ¿Tienes algún campeón en mente ahora mismo?
No, estoy trabajando en ser campeón mundial y ahora con quien me digan para enfrentarme por un título mundial, yo estoy ready.
He said he just wants to face the best and he wants to get them all titles.
How soon can we expect you to be back?
¿Qué tan pronto tú crees que vas a regresar?
No lo sé, espero que mi equipo de promoción trabaje en eso, pero mientras más rápido sea, mucho mejor. Estamos ready para las 154 libras.
He said he's ready for anybody at 154, and the sooner the better.
Yeah, James Bell from the Boxing Source here. What did you learn there in the first few rounds against Julian J-Rock Williams that kind of could carry over for future matchups, because he was a former unified champion there at 154, and he kind of had some work there in the first few rounds before you were able to make those adjustments?
Dice, antes de hacer los ajustes que aprendiste de un tipo como Gerald que unificó título en un punto de su carrera.
Aprendí muchísimo, como ya he dicho ya. Me enfrenté con un peleador de mucha experiencia a nivel profesional. Vengo de un país que no se pelea profesional, vengo de un país donde todo es amateur. Con mi corta carrera en el profesional, enfrentarme a un peleador como J-Rock me hace ganar mucha experiencia en el boxeo profesional.
He said a fighter like J-Rod made him gain a lot of experience. Now that he has a short career in the pro boxing, coming from an amateur background, he said J-Rod was a good test for him and he felt good in there.
One more question, guys. One more question.
Yep.
Oh, wait for the mic. Wait for the mic.
Primero que nada, felicitaciones, campeón. Quisiera saber a quién le dedicas el triunfo o si estás listo para los caballos de la división o piensa que necesitas un par de peleas más para unificar.
Gracias. Y yo estoy preparado para todo en la división. Yo lo demostré, lo he demostrado con el tiempo que estoy listo para las 154 libras. Espero que siga, espero seguir enfrentándome a varios peleadores de exigencia en el camino. Y nada, esta victoria, esta gran victoria en mi carrera se la dedico a mi familia, a mi equipo de trabajo, a mis amigos, a Cuba, que espero que le llegue a todos mis cubanos. Y nada, bien contento con la victoria.
He said he's ready for this big test ahead of him, and he dedicates this big victory to all his family and friends and to the whole Cuba island. And he just wants to face the best, and he's excited for it.
All right, thank you so much. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time for the new interim WBA Super Welterweight Champion, Yanis Stus. Yanis, thank you. Tremendous performance again, and we can't wait to see you on later this year.
Thank you.
All right, Yanis Stus, ladies and gentlemen. So as one champion walks, we now welcome another champion to the stage, and the new champion, the WBA Super Lightweight World Champion, in what was, in my opinion at least, the best performance of his career. He absolutely dominated this fight against Jose Rayo Valenzuela from start to finish. And what a performance it was. You saw it from the first bell on how determined he was. And he made it look easy in there against a very tough former champion in Jose Rayo Valenzuela. And what a performance. Gary, welcome you and your family. It was a hard camp, I know. Thoughts on the performance, and what did you think, you know, on how dominant it was?
I feel like I took the attention off of the main event, you know, so that speaks volume in itself. But there's always space for growth, so I'm proud of myself.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, raise your hand if you have a question for Gary, and we'll try to get you a mic.
Come on. Black can come in.
Yeah, thank you.
Black can come in. Media, black can come in. That's it. Red can come in.
We're getting you a mic.
You have to stand
Don't worry.
in the back.
Here first boxing. First things first, congratulations, amazing fight. Gary, what was that mask that you had on you in the first or second round? What was that?
It's a custom-made cold compress. Me and my family, we patented it, so we try to do a little bit of things outside of our profession, but make sure that we definitely is giving back to the boxing world.
Who did you spar to get ready for this fight?
I can't get no names, man. I can't get no names. Just know it was a good camp. You know, some people got beat up, and the results showed.
All right, wait.
Urban Sports saying, Antuanne, we know the work you put in the gym
Just stay
and
right here,
how
and if
much
there
you
was
work
red
out, but
or
what was the
black
mental
bags,
preparation
they
like?
come in right now. Once we
Oh
get
man,
situated, we'll
it
see
was
how many
definitely
other
up and
people can come
down,
in. But right now
real
it's just
sporadic.
okay?
But dealing with any profession and everyday, day-to-day life, you got to be willing to get through the rut that comes your way. So we was going through a lot of trial and error, but all in all, we stayed focused. We made sure that we pushed things to the side so we can continue to get the work that we need to get done.
Gary, congrats on the win, man.
Appreciate it.
There was a lot of talk of Rayo's names in big fights in and around this division when he had the title. Now that you took the title off of him, what do you think of some of those big fights out there? T.O. and Haney, Garcia, you know, all the names that everybody talks about.
I don't even know if Haney coming back down to 140.
Right. In and around the division.
But just considering it, I wouldn't mind. You know, I feel like that's the next step anyway. We won't go back, we will go forward. So that's the whole game plan.
Andres Gomez, Cornerman Boxing Champ, congratulations. I asked you before the fight what this meant for you. You said you dedicated to your father. You know, how does it feel? How does it feel, you know, finally winning this championship and being such a special moment?
Man, it's monumental, honestly. I feel like the Russell family is a staple to boxing, period. We broke copybook records. We made history. We've been in it for years, among years. And every time we come, we show up and we show out. You know, I'm coming off of a loss, but even that loss, I don't look at it as a loss. I look at it as a lesson. And in that fight itself, it was still real entertaining. You know, so like I said to you, I'm dedicating this to my father, my family, extended family members, because they've been riding this wave with us through and through. You know, and I know they look forward to us being victorious, because we're a representative of not just myself. I'm a representative of them too. So when I win, they win. That type of thing. And the sky's the limit. You know, especially when I'm determined. Determination can make you ruthless. So I'm ready. I'm hungry. We're gonna keep going.
Hey, Antuanne, and you talked about the journey, you know, when we chopped it up, you know, over at the gym and everything like that. And even though you worked hard to hear that announcement and the new, you also said the journey is not over. So how is it, you know, having all that hard work, but still saying, hey, I still got more to go?
Like I said, I'm determined. My father always broke down to me, not just the sport, but life itself is like a marathon. This is not a 100-yard dash. And in the marathon, here and there, you come up against a table with water on it. And that's just a pit stop. You take a cup of water, you keep on running. You know, and I feel like this is just a pit stop in my career. You know, I'm proud of myself. I'm happy. But there's many more belts that's still out there. The journey must go on. I got to.
Antuanne, KG with Fight Hype. First and foremost, congratulations, champ.
Appreciate it, boss.
Yeah, for sure, man. 2 questions for you. First one being, how important was it for you to show, you know, what you had in your toolkit after the last fight? I know some people doubted you and what you could or could not do, but how important was it for you to show that you had more ability than what you showcased your last outing?
From 1 to 10, I'd say about a 6, because you got a lot of people that really don't know boxing. They just fan-friendly boxers, like fight fans, and they get their personal opinion. Now, you don't gotta be the smartest. You know what a ass whooping look like. In any language, it don't matter. You know what a whooping look like. You know, but the art itself, I feel like it gotta get broken down. And my father always told me, my family, the morals and stuff that we live by, we always say that if you better, be better. And a lot of times when dealing with certain opponents, you don't got to bring everything out your arsenal. Right. You just bring out what's needed to get the job done. That's what I normally do, and people kind of like put me in this category. It made me feel like I was one-dimensional, even though I know I'm not one-dimensional. You know, so I had to bring some more tools out just to show them, like, you know, I can do multiple things.
Got you. Thank you, champ. My other question for you is, you know, obviously you're celebrating this victory, and I know you're focused on that. You were just asked what other fights you would like in your division, but, you know, Tio seems tied up. Hitchens hasn't announced the fight, but Puello retained his title.
I know.
Would you like the rematch with Puello?
No. I told him himself, I don't care if you lose. As a matter of fact, once I weighed in, I spoke to Sandor Martin. He came to me. And it's funny, he came to me asking me, hey, man, what should I do? I said, you want me to be real with you? I don't care if you win or lose, because I'm going to fight one of y'all. I'm going to fight one of y'all, but I'm definitely shooting for Alberto Puello. He can lose. I can have all of the titles. I still got to see him. I feel like it's a pride thing. I don't feel like he beat me anyway, but you got to see me again. That type of thing. So I'm glad he got his belt. So now it'll be that much more greater. So when I beat him the next go around, I have his titles.
Back there.
Yeah, this was a big night for fighters from the DMV between Tank and yourself and Lamont Roach. What does it say about the boxing in that particular part of the country?
I really can't say too much about that, for real. But the judgment was the judgment. You know, I'm proud of Lamont Roach. He represented. I'm proud of both fighters, to be honest, because nobody is in there when you in there. It's just you and your opponent, mano a mano, and the trust that you do have, you put it into your corner. You know, so I take my hat off to anybody that step into the square circle because this is a violent sport, you know, and you in there risking your health.
Hey, Gary Antoine, this is Matt from Brunch Boxing. When I spoke to you last week, you said that what went wrong in your fight with Prayo is that you basically didn't listen and you didn't execute. To what do you attribute the change in performance and the way you were able to listen and execute tonight to a very high level?
I didn't deviate, you know, with Pollo. I felt like I was up enough rounds to kind of just like freelance, still make it entertaining, you know. But this fight, the difference in this fight, I didn't deviate, you know. If you pay attention, you'll listen to my brother. It's like, man, like you need to listen, do this, do that, and I'm following the orders. And a lot of times with the fighters, you get caught with a clean shot. It just make you want to rage that much more, and you start to deviate from the game plan. So I got caught with a couple shots, you know, but I made sure that I had a clear conscience, or made sure that I was definitely staying focused and listening and following instructions, not deviating.
Hey Gary, how you doing? Great performance. Want to say congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Dante's Boxing Nation, I just want to ask you, how do you rate El Rayo's power? Because it seems like you kept going at him and going at him and going at him even when you got hit. How do you rate his power?
He punched harder than Pollo, you know, but honestly, one of these females in here can lace up them gloves and they land a clean shot, you will feel it, you know. So I really can't speak to that. I want to say I'm offended because you shouldn't rate yourself or pride yourself from getting punched in your face, you know. But like I said, he punched harder than Pollo.
All right, any more questions? All right, Gary, final comments. You are now a world champion. What are your thoughts as you wrap up this camp, and look towards the future?
We going party yaddy, lottie dotty. Like, nah, I'm proud. I'm proud of myself. The journey must go on.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time for the new WBA Super Lightweight World Champion, putting on the best performance of his career, Gary Antuanne Russell.
Thank y'all for having me.
All right, Gary, thank you so much. Pleasure, as always, seeing you and your family and be successful. And we will be back with our main event fighters as they are still wrapping things up, and they'll be making their way here for questions with the media. So we'll have Tank Davis and Lamont Roach hopefully to joining us in a few short moments. So don't go anywhere. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are now ready to welcome one half of our main event, the 130-pound reigning WBA World Champion who just had a terrific performance. Unfortunately, there was no winner with a majority draw. So it's a pleasure to welcome the Reaper, Lamont Roach. He had a tremendous performance, and this was a performance that this man knew he had in him. He had a confidence all week going into this fight, and you all saw why he had that confidence. A great performance, Lamont. I know you're frustrated because you wanted the win. You felt like you won. So just thoughts on the fight, and you know, after having a couple of minutes to decompress, what are your thinking right now?
I mean, obviously, I want to go back and watch it, but clearly in there, man, I thought I won. I thought I did enough to get the victory over a spectacular fighter. I told y'all from the beginning, man, that I got the skills to pay the motherfucking bills. I've been telling y'all that. And I'm just glad I got to show it, honestly. I'm glad I got to show it. I appreciate, like I said before, I appreciate true boxing media. Some guys that didn't count me out. So that's just how I feel, man. I think I won, and you know, I can't wait to do it again. I can't wait to dance again.
All right, guys, raise your hand. We'll get you a mic. So try to be patient because we will try to get to you.
Hey, Lamont. Over here.
What's up?
Yo, what's up? Hey, you know, during this fight here, like, you showed the world that you didn't back down because, of course, leading into the fight, like, folks were like saying, oh, Tank's opponents get intimidated and everything like that. But, of course, like you said in the press conference, you ready to boogie because you already knew what it was, you know, between you and Tank. So what did you think about, you know, going into that fight as far as, like, going back and forth with Tank as far as, like, throwing more combinations over the course of those rounds?
I just think, I mean, going into the fight, I knew I had what it takes. Like I said, I knew I had a chin. I mean, I spar guys that were like junior middleweights, like current champions that was at that weight. So I know I can take a punch. He's twitchy in there. Like I do see why he knocked people out. I mean, like being up close and personal. Obviously, I seen it on the TV and shit like that, but I understand why he knocked people out. I'm not gonna tell y'all because y'all gonna tell him. But like, you know, I just knew that I can be in there, and I knew that I can do better than him to win rounds, win exchanges, because he fighting spurts.
Lamont, you want to come to the podium and answer questions? We'll bring you up to the podium, and you'll have media ask questions. Media, continue raising your hand. Media, continue raising your hand. Yep. They just want you so they could see you better. Yep.
Lamont, KG with Fight Hype. So right here, Lamont, in front of you. There you go. Thank you. So I mean, I gotta ask. You know, when you think about this decision and it being a draw, and you think about what happened in the 9th round, how frustrated are you that wasn't counted as a knockdown?
Man, I'm not. Honestly, I thought I should have won without that being counted a knockdown. Look, I ain't the ref. I ain't really, you know what I'm saying? Like, if he had to wipe sweat out his eye, he had to wipe sweat out his eye. But the rules do state if you voluntarily take a knee, then that's an automatic 8 count. But it is what it is. I wasn't relying on that. I was relying on what I was doing in there. I think I was taking control. I think I was landing more shots. I think I was landing more power shots. And I thought I was doing my thing. So I'm not really that frustrated about that. But if that was kind of a knockdown, I would win the majority decision.
Yeah, Lamont, this is Matt from Brunch Boxing. What explanation, if any, were you given about why that particular sequence was not properly called a knockdown?
I don't know. Did y'all see me in the ring tell him to keep counting? he started counting. I was like, why you stop? Like, keep counting. But I honestly don't know. I don't know. But I can't go back and change it. So,
Lamont, Chantel, congrats, man, on fighting a great fight. A lot of people agree with you that you did win the fight. Just can you talk about Gervonta's power? He got you with some good shots, but you kept staying in the center of the ring with him. A lot of other fighters don't deal with the power as well. How do you assess his power after being in there for 12?
he got decent power. He got decent power for sure. I ain't gonna say it's exaggerated. I told you I got a chin. I ain't going like that. It's just not gonna happen. But like I said, I see why he knocked people out, and I think he felt my power too. Like, I think that's what negated a lot of his shots. And once I took his best shot, I was like, oh yeah, it's time to roll.
Hey, Lamont.
What's up?
Congratulations. How did you feel walking into the ring, and at what point did you loosen up and really get into your groove?
Walking into the ring, I felt like everybody had me fucked up, including him. And I think that's how I fought too. I think I got into a groove early. I ain't gonna lie. I was feeling it from the jump. I was feeling it from the jump. I was on timing today. I was on timing for sure.
Lamont, Urban Sports Scene. I got two questions. First, when I asked your brother what was 2025 going to look like for No Excuse, he said your father would become Coach of the Year. What you think about that?
I said that too. Absolutely. I've been saying that. That man a genius, man. That man a genius. He soaked up a lot of game from my cousin, man. My cousin Bernard Boogaloo Roach, and just to shout him out, man. I did this for him, man. We started this from the ground up. When I first started boxing, we went and got our own gym, cleaned the gym up, and made it a gym out of a shed. Me, Boogaloo, and my dad. So, you know, he will be trainer of the year after this rematch.
And congrats. And can we get the rematch back in the DMV? You got some say now, bro.
Oh, that's a goodie right there. I hope so. I'm a bargain for that. I'm a bargain for
you
that.
You should now.
Sure.
You ain't had no say in this one, but come on, bro.
Yeah, no question. I'm trying to do that.
Hey, Lamont. Hey,
What's up?
Congratulations on that performance.
Thank you.
I'm sure a lot of people were extremely impressed. Shakur Stevenson said that if you can't get the rematch, he has a championship fight waiting for you. What do you think about that?
That's why I love him. Genuine speaking, man, that's what I want to do. I want to fight the best fights. You know, like I said, hopefully we can get the rematch. If not, hopefully I can, well, more than likely we can get in there with Shakur because, you know, we already talked. And it's all about showing who's the best. It's all about good competition. And that's what I'm on. I'm in here trying to prove that I'm the best.
Andres Gomez, Cornerman Boxing. My question is for Lamont Roach Sr. Coach, how would you rate your son's performance? And, you know, what'd you think of the fight?
That's a good question right there.
Thank you.
I told him to go out there and be great, and that's exactly what he did. So he get A+ from me. We didn't get the decision like we wanted. It was a draw. We thought we won a fight, but that's boxing for you. But I'm so proud of him, though. You know, words can't explain.
What's up, champ? It's Barack.
What's up, Barack?
What's going on, man? For ring champs on all the smoke fight. Congratulations, coach. Congratulations, Lamont.
Thank you.
Now, you said you was on timing. You said he was great, coach. But is there more in your bag? Because it only came up with a draw. It could be maybe the judges, whatever. It could be New York, who knows? But is there more in your bag? Off the top of your head, do you know that there's more in your bag?
100%. 100% for sure. What I said at the press conference, I got a big bag. Got a big bag. My bag deep for sure.
Hey, Lamont, Will from Is What It Is Now What. We spoke to you at the press conference, and I talked to you and asked you about the feeling of respect compared to disrespect, and you said it wasn't really that. What did you feel after that, after your performance tonight? How did you look at toe-to-toe with them?
It's still gonna be respect. At the end of the day, a lot of people don't understand that he didn't have to fight me. You know what I'm saying? Like he ain't have to. He's a superstar. He can fight whoever he want. He ain't have to fight me. When we signed the fight, he stuck to his word. We fought, and you know, so I'm always going to respect him for that. He gave me an opportunity, and I just really can't wait to run it back. For real, I can't wait. But it's definitely respect.
Over here, Lamont, Tiger Munn, DC News Now. We're at the end of the journey now. Fight's over.
Oh, it's far from over. It's far from over.
But can you just tell me, you know, after the decision, after everything, walking back to the locker room with you and your team, tell me how that moment was.
I was pissed. I found myself getting like a little upset, but I shook it off. I got a lot of great people in my corner telling me that I don't need to have my head down, that I perform well, and you know they just uplifted me because I ain't gonna lie, I don't like, you know what I'm saying, like if I don't win, then I want y'all to put yourself in my shoes. I thought I did a hell of a performance and not to come up with the win. It's, you know, it's a little frustrating. It's a little disappointment. But I shook that funk. We're gonna boogie again.
Okay. Yeah. At what point in this fight, was there a point in the fight where you thought, where your confidence grew and you thought, it seemed like when you started, when you absorbed some of his best shots, it seemed like your confidence grew and grew throughout the fight. And did a little past history, knowing what he does, kind of come into this?
My confidence was through the roof yesterday. I ain't really like. I mean, I get in the mode. I get in my mode when I'm in there. I mean, I get in my bag when I'm in the ring. But, bruh, I'm ready. I was ready. We could have fought a week ago. I was ready. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was ready. My confidence was through the roof before. It's still through the roof, and I just want to go back and watch it. I want to go back and watch it.
Hey, Lamont, congratulations, man. Great performance. Thank you. Dante's Boxing Nation, I just wanted to ask you, they talked about his power a lot, but I want to ask you about your power because it seems like you buckled him a couple of times and backed him up off you. So, you know, what do you got to say about that? Because it looked like you met the challenge.
I think I'm cracking. Fuck, I've been saying that, man. I think I'm cracking. I'm really blessed to have the coaches that I have. We're working on a good game plan. Placing shots very well, looking for certain shots, being able to counter, and I think I was on timing, especially like in the perfect moments to land beautiful shots. Some of the shots that might have stumbled him or visibly hurt him. He's tough. He's a great fighter. He's tough. He knows what to do. If he does get buzzed, even if he wasn't buzzed, if it looks like it, he's still like, you know what I'm saying, like he knew what to do.
Lamont, during the fight or after the fight right here, what kind of acknowledgement did you get from Tank that, you know, hey, tonight you were my equal or maybe even the better man?
I mean, we exchanged words. He just said, you know, good fight. I told him good fight. I honestly think he thought it was up in the air too. Like he said he thought he won. I think I won. We got a draw, so it's mutual respect for each other's skill level, and it's mutual respect for each other's will too. It take a man to get in there and thump for 12 rounds.
Lamont, what up? It's Ak, all the smoke over here.
Yo.
Congrats.
Thank you, brother.
You felt like you won the fight, but when the fight was over, before the judges, you know, before the scorecards came up on in the ring, were you worried at all that maybe you wouldn't get the nod?
Y'all know something funny? When we was talking in like the 12th round, I think the 12th or 11th, we was talking shit, right? But he like, you ain't gonna win. I said, shit, why not? What you talking about? He like, they ain't gonna give it to you. I said, oh, is that right? So, you know, that's how boxing work. It's sad to say, you know, that's how boxing work. I'm not like totally upset. I figured with a superstar, you won't get too much on paper. But shit, I damn sure thought I had it. Especially when they announced the score for him. I was like, oh, they gonna give me a split decision win. I was like, oh yeah. I was like, oh shit, here it goes. But as soon as I heard that 114, I was just like, damn, all right, it's over with. So, yeah, man, it's just crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Like, it's okay. We gonna run it back. It's okay.
What up, though? It's me, Stu, from the Shade Room, man. And I just want to say, interviewing you really reminded me of times of like almost like Crawford, your composure. You know, you seem very prepared. You seem very confident. Like you said, your confidence was through the roof. Do you think that your performance this evening, when I asked you, you know, what was this going to mean to you, you said, well, the world would see you for who you are as a fighter. Do you feel your performance tonight was able to propel your experience in the fight game to the next level, and do you feel you were able to show the world who you are today as a fighter?
Most definitely. Tank's a world-class competitor. He's a pound-for-pound talent. And, you know, for a fight that I think I won against him, I just, you know, I should be in those conversations.
Mohammed Mubarak with EURweb.com. How would you rate your performance from 1 to 10?
Honestly, I got to go back and look at the tape. But right now, I feel like I did a 10. after the final bell rung, I thought I did a hell of a job. Maybe after I watch it, I might, you know, deduct a few decimals or something like that. But I think I did well. I think I did very well.
I just want to say one thing. Let's give him a round of applause. You guys know now who Lamont Roach is. And Team Roach, thank you guys for a hell of a job. PBC, Luis de Cubas, Al Heyman, thank you. ProBox, Gary, thank you very much. And we'll see you very soon.
Yes, sir. And if any of y'all had me getting knocked out to all this, I'm going to go back and look at y'all pages. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you. I'm so glad the fake boxing media not here neither. Two-Tone, Showbiz, all that. Who? Ray Jackson? Fuck. Nah, I like Ray Jackson. Only because he's funny. Only because he's funny. Other than that, fuck Two-Tone. Fuck Showbiz. I might, come on, all right. They don't know nothing about boxing. I appreciate you guys here. Thank you. And I just want to thank my Savior, my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, for letting me be here, letting me perform and do what I do, man. I'm so blessed. Thank you to my team, Gary, Robert, my dad, Big Ben, Clean, Coach D, Poncho, Zoe, Reggie, everybody, man. Thank you. We'll be right back. We'll be right back for sure. Reza too. Reza got me fast.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time for Lamont Roach, the 130-pound reigning champion. As his team said, we hope to see him very soon as him and Tank hopefully will run it back. So we are awaiting Gervonta Tank Davis. He should be coming here shortly, so hang tight. And Team Tank and Gervonta Davis should be making his way here shortly. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll resume things now as we bring on head trainer Barry Hunter. And Barry, we'll have you come stand at the podium to answer a few questions from the boxing media. But first, if you want to start things off, you know, after the majority draw in what was a tremendous fight, neither fighter, I believe, is satisfied. Just get your thoughts from your vantage point, you know, training Tank, and what your thoughts were on the results of the fight.
Gotcha. Thank you, guys. Sorry for keeping me on late, waiting so late. I know it's about 2 or 3 o'clock. I don't lost track of time, dates, and everything. Yeah, it was a spirited fight. And if you remember early on when we spoke at the Barclays, and actually on the All Access, I told you then Lamont is a very skillful fighter. He can fight. He's from the area. In that DMV area, there's a lot of talent, and nobody wants to lose. Nobody wants to lose. So I knew it was going to be a hard fight. This has been going on forever. We all help each other. They know our strengths. They know our secrets. We know theirs, and vice versa. So that is what made for a good fight. I thought it was a great fight, spirited fight, and I like to see it run back again.
All right, any questions here?
Over here, James Well, Boxing Associate, Coach Barry. Of course, we talked about what you just said about the DMV area and how talented it is. And with, these two fighters, being familiar with each other from the amateurs, like we were talking about, like back in Rosecroft and everything like that. Like, what did you see there from Lamont Roach Jr. during those rounds where you pretty much felt like, hey, we needed to make a serious adjustment, like I would say in the second half of the fight?
Well, I knew he would be hungry. I knew he was going to fight extremely hard. I told you earlier, Lamont Roach was never a cheap date. So we knew that going into this fight. I thought there were times, there were opportunities when we were inside. We should have took advantage of a few things on the inside. But for the most part, this was a fight based on strategy. This was a fight. Actually, Tank thought it was round 8 when it was round 12. So if you notice, he moved the whole time. So, being in shape wasn't a problem. There were times that I thought there was a lack of focus. There was a couple of opportunities there for some counters, and we missed them opportunities. But for the most part, I thought it was a spirited fight.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, one more time I want to bring on Calvin Ford, who's also part of Team Tank, as we know. So if you have questions for either Barry or Calvin, again, feel free to raise your hand. But Calvin Ford here as well to answer questions.
Coach Barry, it's KG with Fight Hype. I wanted to ask you, Coach, from your vantage point, could you just give us what your perspective was of what happened in round 9 when Tank appeared to take a knee?
I can't speak to that, but because I don't have hair. But apparently, he had his hair braided, and they put some kind of chemical. I don't know if it's some whole juice. I don't know what y'all call it. But with the sweat and the heat and all, it ran down into his eyes. And when he turned around, he took a knee, and he was complaining about his eyes burning. And when Calvin wiped his eyes, it was still burning. So that's what happened in that situation. That caught all of us off guard. In the amateurs, you can get away with that.
Hey, Coach Barry.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
All right.
This is Summer with Summertime Productions. I wanted to know if you agreed with the outcome of the fight and if you thought that them knowing each other and growing up together contributed to the performance.
Yes and no. I thought that Tank was boxing early on. I thought we abandoned our jab somewhat in the fight a little bit. But down the stretch, I thought I believe 2 or 3 rounds, I can't remember, Calvin, was one of the rounds that...
We needed 3 rounds, and it just went down, like we said, we looked at 3 rounds. Brian was calling out, I need 3. We got 1. I need 2. He got the 2, but he forgot where he was at. He thought he was still in the 8th round. He thought he still had rounds to go.
Thought he still had rounds to go. He thought he
Breathing
was in the
good in the
8th round.
corner. He was good. We just couldn't figure out why he wouldn't pick it up.
Right. And so I think it was maybe a lack of focus just for a little bit, and we'll fix that. But nevertheless, I think that made that fight a draw.
This question is for Coach Calvin Ford. This is Matt from Brunch Boxing.
Matt.
Now, we know that Tank has talked in the past about retiring, leaving the game of boxing. As someone that's had Tank since basically he was a pup and you've raised him as a boxer and a man, what would you like to see Tank do after tonight?
I like to see Tank to do what he want to do. I said at the last press conference. Y'all got to understand, them guys been doing this since they were little. This might energize them again.
Oh, yeah. In fact, he backstage right now talking about he want a rematch.
Mac, no, backstage, he want to go to the gym right now.
Yes, that's what he said. So I think that retirement stuff is out the door.
Yeah, so.
Chris Murray, Philadelphia Sunday Sun. I got to ask this question in the sense that you said, this is for Calvin Ford and for Coach Berry as well, you said before the fight that you wanted to see him take his game to another level. What didn't he do in this fight that that you felt he could have done and whatnot, and pretty much opened the fight up to being a draw?
Well, like I said again, they've been knowing each other since they were little. And Roach, he stepped up for the cause. He stepped up. You know what I'm saying? And again, Tank history. I always sit there and tell you I don't like knockouts, I like punishment. You know what I'm saying? And then sometimes things got to happen to make you get back to where you belong at. You know what I'm saying? And that was a good, skillful-ass fight. Skillful. Both of them want to take certain chances. Some of them take chances. You get what I'm saying? We seen, it was like we was on a boat and it was just like this, But we thought he could have did more.
Thought he could have did more, and hat go off to Lamont Roach. Yeah. You know what I mean? He was prepared.
Yeah.
There were shots that he took that the average person would have went out on. And he took, pretty much Tank was sitting on the uppercut, and he threw it, and he was able to catch some of those uppercuts. So, yeah, you got to give him credit.
Yeah, so.
Hey, guys, this is Will. Now what? It is what it is. Going back home, who's going to have the bragging rights?
Well, both of us back today was that again. Nobody won. Nobody won. He could sit there and say, I didn't get knocked out. That's the only thing that's good to say. I didn't get knocked out. Maybe that was his championship because he didn't. You know what I'm saying? He fought a brilliant fight. Salute goes off to him. You know what I'm saying? Tank was talking about retirement stuff. That might change now. We don't know. We have to wait and see.
To Tank's credit, I don't know if you guys know, but Amanda Serrano suffered the same issue during a fight last year. Well, before the fight started, she got braids, the chemicals leaked in her eye, and her fight had to be canceled, on fight night. So whatever he was going through, I'm pretty sure it was real. Now, do you feel that Tank, because he's known as a knockout artist and he's shown the world that he's one of the best pound-for-pound punchers in the world, that he does start off slow? That's a narrative that he starts off slow, waiting for that one shot. Does he give away too many rounds early because of that?
Oh, you want me to answer or you answer?
I'll take it. I actually, if you notice, this time in the fight, instead of him just totally just standing, there were times where they looked like they were going to engage in inside fighting, right? And I thought he stayed there a little bit too long. But for the most part, he was moving a lot in that fight tonight. You know what I mean? And to move the way he was moving and to think it was 8 rounds when it was going into the 12th, you know what I mean? It let me know being in shape wasn't an issue. You know what I mean? I just think it was a lack of focus down the stretch. I thought and I asked for just a little bit more, turn up just a little bit more. And I thought we could have, done a little bit more damage.
And to piggyback on it, I think Tank did pick it up in the beginning rounds because they was both even. If you watch the fight, they was both watching each other. Sometimes they stood right in front of each other and was just trying to figure out where the holes was at. It was a very skillful fight.
And which is one of the things that when you fight somebody that you know that well, you don't have that advantage or that element of surprise because they know you just like you know them.
Coach Barry or Coach Calvin, again, this is KG with Fight Hype. I just want to ask you guys, because I've heard you both say a few times, during this conversation that there was a lack of focus. Prior to the fight, Tank had talked about retirement. We wouldn't call it a coaching change, and much respect to you guys, but, just a switch in what was normal for Tank. Where do you think the lack of focus is coming from, or what do you think impacted his focus tonight during the fight?
Calvin spoke earlier when he was saying that he wants Tank to do what Tank wants to do. And when you think about the fight as a whole, the little whatever that stuff is you say Serrano got in her eyes, I think once that happened, he started thinking about this stuff in my eyes and this man's still coming and I don't want to get caught with something. So I thought he started paying more attention to the juice running into his eyes than Lamont Roach himself.
Anyone else?
Raise your hand if you have a question.
Over there in the back, 1 second.
Coach Calvin, you was there with Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach when they fought in the amateurs. And how do you compare that fight to how they fought now? Was it a similar fight, or was it that much of a difference?
Funny that you ask. I seen glimpses of it when they was holding each other down, spinning each other. But it was parts in there, right? I really seen the adult side of him being a professional boxer. They was both being on point. You know what I'm saying? Lamont was doing what he was supposed to do. He really stepped up to actually do what he was supposed to do. He stayed busy. You know what I'm saying? Tank was coming back, sitting there saying, I'm gonna pay. His shots, Tank's shots was incredible. He was hitting Lamont with some nice shots that, like we said, we thought he would have went out with.
And he took him.
He took him. And in his mind, he said, Tank is not gonna knock me out. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a victory for him. You know, and if you look at it, that was a very skillful fight that we watched. That Tank had to do 12 rounds.
Over here, Barry, I wanted to ask you, Tank said that he didn't want to get caught with nothing late. Do you think that Lamont Roach's power was bothering him at any point? Do you think that Tank was buzzed at any point during the fight?
He said to us in the back, he wasn't buzzed. There was, I don't know what round it was, and he fell in and pulled out, and Lamont Roach countered with, I believe it was a right hand, right? When he came back to the corner, he said he caught me one time, and it definitely, he felt that shot. But for the most part, other than that, he thought that he could see most of the punches coming. That was the only punch that got his attention. Yes.
All right. Right there.
Hey, this question is for Coach Calvin. You often assess a number of the fights that Tank has had over the course of his career, and one of them that stood out to you was his fight against Hector Luis Garcia when it came to a skill perspective.
Oh, they were shooting that night.
Yeah. So here in this one, how does that compare to of course?
Like that because their defense was real. If you watch both of them defense, man, both of them was letting some shots go. They just didn't want to take chances.
Yes.
They didn't want to take chances because they feel somebody can get seriously hurt. And when you did hear them throwing some stuff, everybody, ooh, ah. So I think Lamont used his jab more than Tank.
Yes, he did.
But other than that, Tank power shots was getting it.
All right.
Congrats to you guys for completing this mission, first off. It seems like I can see you guys have a whole lot of love for Lamont because it seems like you're on both sides right now, looking at from both sides, coaching the fight. But I want to know, at that last second, were you worried that we might have lost this fight?
No, I didn't think we lost the fight. I knew it was close. like Calvin said, I think I asked for 3 rounds. We need these 3. I need these 2. You know what I mean? He thinking that he got a couple of more rounds to go. But I didn't think, I knew it was a close fight. And I thought we pulled out the last couple of rounds. But nowhere in my thinking that I thought we were going to lose the fight.
No, but that never ran across my mind.
Yeah.
Because, like I said again, both of them came up in the same era. Lamont was just a year behind him. You know, and like I said again, it was a good fight.
And Barack, the reason why like you heard, we got a lot of love for Lamont and his team and his crew. We end up giving credit where it's due. You know what I mean? I cannot take away, right, where this guy, he can fight. You know what I mean? And we're so used to seeing Tank knock everybody out. You know what I mean? When he goes the distance, you know what I mean, it's a shock. Or he lost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so that's what, but I would never get up here in front of y'all or anybody else and tell a lie about this man couldn't fight.
Yeah.
I knew that going into it.
Everybody knew.
Yes.
Everybody said that. They knew. I even told y'all, I said, y'all think that, I said it. I said, this is going to be a good fight. And Lamont really worked hard. He put everything on the line. And I said it in the last press conference. I said, man, we're going to see a good fight.
That's right.
Coach Barry, Coach Calvin, you know, you guys collaborated on this fight to get Gervonta ready. You both built world champions from scratch from the beginning, but there was a change in the coaching dynamic. The first 30 fights of Tank's career, Calvin's the lead trainer and everything. Did that have anything? Did any of the coaching dynamics? Because people will wonder that. Did it have anything to do with Tank, you know, not performing the way people are used to?
I'm not gonna let nobody put that in my head. I'm not gonna let nobody put that in his head.
That's right. And you say the first 30, if you go back to the first half of his career, I was there. You know what I mean? So, like he said, and if you look at the fight, we all was speaking the whole time. So, you know, I don't think that was a factor.
Me neither.
Any more questions?
Any more questions for either Coach Calvin Ford or Coach Barry Hunter? All right, guys. So we'll have Coach Barry Hunter and Coach Calvin Ford wait up here as Gervonta is getting ready and should be up here to the podium shortly. So hang tight. We'll have Tank on the way.
I know it. I see why you break it. Yeah. Keep the two guys. We don't have no stomach. Just your judge. Probably crazy. We got to tighten up, man. Yeah. With him. I like what you did. We arguing with them.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you could all please take your seats, we want to welcome on the WBA Lightweight Champion, Gervonta Tank Davis. Tank, we're going to bring you up to the podium as we welcome you into the media, and you can discuss the fight and give your the media some thoughts.
Thank y'all for waiting and things like that. It was a good night for the sport. Didn't get what the decision I want, but we didn't get a loss either. So I felt like I won it, the last couple rounds. So it's cool. Lamont is a great fighter. Hopefully I can get that rematch because I know what I can do in a fight. But it's cool.
Tank, it's KG with Fight Hype. I wanted to ask Tank, when the decision was read, the way that you reacted, it looked like you was upset. You slammed your gloves on the canvas. What was going through your mind when you heard the decision?
I didn't slam my glove on the canvas.
Okay, maybe I mistook from my vantage point, so that's my mistake. But what was going through your mind when you heard the decision?
Nobody like a draw, from a guy that get knockouts and things like that. But it's cool. I feel like if we fight again, I could do more, and I should have did more. I was lost in I lost track in the rounds. That's why we need what is it called? Yeah, man. I didn't know what round it was. Facts.
Tank, Eric Blum from DailyMail.com. First off, your coach just said, can you confirm, did you get your hair done 2 days before the fight?
Yeah. I ran water over it today, but I must ain't do it enough.
Can you describe what the feeling was like in the ring? And was it to get the towel out, to get the burn out of your eyes, or what was going on? And
I didn't want to get caught. I didn't want to get caught while my eyes was burning, and you can get knocked out like that. So I'd rather take the knee than But I didn't really know that you can get disqualified for all that, or when you start counting, I'm like, what the hell? But I don't know. It's cool.
Tank, how much does it hurt to have the draw on your record now? And do you think it's going to stand as some sort of renewed motivation for you, like the guys were saying, as you proceed through these next couple fights?
Yeah, it just put, food to the fire and things like that, fuel to the fire. But it's cool. It's cool. The draw is okay. It's all right. You know what I mean? You live and you learn. I definitely could have. That was on me, too. That was on me for sure. Because I ain't pick it up when I supposed to pick it up. And I could have definitely did more. Definitely did more.
Gervonta, congrats on a good fight. You originally were going to call somebody out, you said, after the fight. But, since the draw happened, it looks like Lamont Roach rematch is what's on the horizon. But who were you going to call out? What was the plan originally?
I think he was here. He came in my locker room.
Shakur Stevenson?
He wasn't in my locker room. Next question.
Tank, congratulations, Barack from Ring Champs on all the smoke fight. Were you surprised?
With the light-skinned guy that was talking shit too, huh?
Who, the light-skinned guy?
Yeah, he ain't in here?
Where he at? I don't know. But were you surprised, because I know everybody else was, that Roach could take your power because you were throwing bombs in some of those rounds?
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool.
Hi, Gervonta. How are you? Amir Davis here. So I want to say great fight, amazing energy, great strategy. So following this fight after, what does preparation look like for you leading into the next fight?
I ain't gonna lie. I'm getting back at the gym in a week. I'm going to take a good, probably couple of days off, but I got to get back in the gym.
Thank you.
Ball ahead, pass it, man.
Yep. Hey, man, Juanito from High 97. Lamont definitely learned stuff about you in this time, in this bout right here. What have you learned in this fight from Lamont that you could take forward in the next fight?
I could have stopped him. It's me. It's me. Definitely my fault.
Hey, Tank, congratulations.
Thank you.
So at the end, you talked about how the audience has a love-hate relationship. Sometimes they love you, sometimes they don't. And obviously they were reacting during the fight. Did that affect your performance or confidence at all?
No, I wasn't really paying attention to the crowd. You know what I mean? I was more so it's something we gotta work on in the corner, for sure.
Yo, Tank. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Now you were talking about having that period where you didn't like know like where the rounds was, because it seemed like at round 12 you kind of like looked and was like, oh, yo, round 12, dang, you know what I mean? So like, what was it to like go through that particular process? Because you saw that you needed to kind of like step it up like right then and there once you realized it was the 12th round.
Yeah, again, that was my fault, man. I ain't pay attention to the rounds and things like that. Just a lot going on. But again, it was myself, But you gotta go to the gym and, get back to the drawing board and, train a little harder. Definitely, I'm glad it happened now and not, no other way.
What's going on, champ? Listen, you're legendary, and I feel like giving an opportunity to a great fighter like Roach was amazing. At what point in the ring did you really feel his power or really feel a worthy component?
He caught me with a good shot, but it was times that I sat in there with him and I'm like, damn, this guy like super slow. Well, not super slow, but he's slow, and I could have took advantage of the moments. But I think I was boxing too much in the beginning, and when I felt like he was slow, it was just late down the line type of thing. But I should have pressed the issue,
How you doing, Gervonta? This is Matt from Bunch Boxing. I wanted to ask you, earlier in the year, you spoke about retiring after 2025. How does a result that maybe you weren't expecting or a result that you didn't think you deserved maybe change the course of your plans for your future?
Yeah, it definitely changed my plans. It definitely changed my plans. I probably got like 4 more fights now, for sure.
Hey, Tank. In the ring during the fight, you guys were really jawing back and forth at each other. What were you guys saying to each other? It felt like more than any of your other fights, it was a lot of jawing in the ring.
Just trash talking a little bit. You know what I mean? We didn't get too crazy, but it's a fight, man. He's from like my neck of the woods and things like that, and hats off to him. You know what I mean? It was a great fight while it lasted and things like that. And hopefully we get the rematch for sure. It'll be a better outcome for sure.
Chris Murray, Philadelphia Sunday Sun. Tank, was there a particular round in this fight where you thought you could have done better, you could have gotten him out of there, or you could have dominated, any of those rounds?
Yeah, I just felt like even if I didn't get him out of there, I could have worked more. I definitely could have worked more. Again, it was myself, and that's the only place that I could blame. So just get back to the drawing board, get in the gym, and work harder.
Champ. Hi, Mr. Davis. Oh.
Champ, Andre Gomez, Cornerman Boxing. Champ, your last fight was about 9 months ago. Do you think that there may be a little ring rust, and could that have played a factor in your performance tonight?
Nah, not no ring rust, but I don't want to give it out, but I need to work on myself for the most part.
I don't have a question. I just wanted to actually thank you for your bravery. I myself have the opportunity to train, and I know it's not easy. And a lot of people like to judge, or they like to not give you credit. So again, thank you so much for all your hard work and dedication, because it's not easy, and we really appreciate you.
Yes, thank you. Did Lamont come in here? He came? Okay, good.
Hey, Tank. Congratulations on your efforts, and
I don't know where you at.
Right in front of you.
Oh, damn. My
Champ. No, it's good. A lot of times when fighters mention the idea of like retirement, and you mentioned about therapy that you didn't really want to lose that killer edge. Just the thought and the consciousness of that. Do you feel like kind of proactively thinking like that kind of hurt a little bit of that killer instinct, and especially fighting someone that you kind of viewed as like a friend? Like, was that really a little bit of that you spoke of?
I mean, it'd be cool, but you know, like we'd be cool, but like once we get in that ring, it's like it's different, you know. But I don't know, fam.
Tank, what's going on with you? It's YG in Sports. What was your mindset going into the fight? Were you looking for the knockout, or you know? I just want to know what your mindset was.
No, my mindset was definitely like trying to figure him out a little bit. I think I had it, but I did it too late. Like, I did it too late. But my mindset was definitely just like, I'll work him, beat him up a little bit, then press the issue.
Tank, I just wanted to ask earlier, you said, you know, hopefully you can get the rematch with Lamont next, but everybody looks at you as the face of boxing and as somebody who calls the shots. Do you want that rematch next? And if so, how likely it is that we're to see that fight happen again this year?
I'm not sure, bro. I'm definitely not sure. But hopefully we could get it before... Nah, it probably won't be this year.
Is that the one you want next?
It's definitely the one I want next, but it's not gonna be next.
What is?
You might say it in a minute. You definitely might say it in a minute.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time for the WBA Lightweight Champion.
For coming out too. I'm sorry.
And Tank, final words just for fans that tuned in, fans that were here. Again, there's rumors that I think it might be the #2 highest grossing event here at Barclays with when it's all said and done with breaking more records. So final thoughts on the fans that watched from home and were here in the building.
I just appreciate everybody that came out tonight. The good, the bad, the ugly. I definitely appreciate everybody that took their time out and showed support. You know what I mean? I'm nothing without, I want to say fans, but the supporters and things like that. And see y'all soon. I'll be back.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time for one of boxing's biggest stars, Gervonta Tank Davis, the champ. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you, all media, for coming on out for this. Once again, we look forward to seeing you in a couple weeks. We'll be back March 22nd, PBC on Prime Video. Thank you so much.